The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
Hey, is this thing on? Hello, testing.
No debate, cause it's all. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the Korner Booth, find me in the Korner Booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant.
What's up, Twitter world? There's my little OJ.
He's got an autographed OJ photo.
Has anybody heard the story about the Glizzy guy?
He fits today's generation.
Oh yeah, speaking of lady basketball players, Lola Bunny, bonkable. Yes or no?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Korner Booth pregame. I am your host, Jared Klim, alongside the usual crew. Chris is out tonight. The kid has some family stuff to take care of, so he is out. But, of course, we have our boy Matty, Mr. Swagoo, a.k.a. Anthony's father, a.k.a. Jake Smigglesworth. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? How's everybody doing today?
Oh, just dandy. It's been a day.
Oh, yeah.
And also joining us, actually in front of the camera today, as well, is our host with the most, our other host. He is a diehard Giants and Phillies fan. I want to hear his opinion, obviously, about the New York Giants. He's actually dropped out for a second, so he'll be back in a minute. We also have a guest joining us in about, I'd say, whenever he decides to show up. We're supposed to have 3 guests tonight, but one just got power back. One's got a vet emergency. So we get one. So it's that's kind of what's rolling on. But that being said, joining us now in the background is our producer, our extraordinaire. If his connection, he's having connection issues, so we just got Nate in the background right now. So Nate, say what up to the people. Oh, he dropped out again. We're just having fun with the connections today.
He's been having connection issues, he was saying.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, joining us now is, I guess, the moral high ground of Belly of Sports. He's an old friend of ours, a rabid Jets and Giant – I was just kidding, Jets-Yankees fan. He is also the father of my third favorite cat at Belly of Sports, Mr. Tagalong. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is my good friend, host of No Credentials Required, Ryan McCarthy. And I forgot beer aficionado.
Cheers, gents.
Cheers, man. I had a brewery from up by you, actually, Root and Brass, I think it's called, or something in Brass, whatever. Phenomenal. Made double, triple imperial IPAs, just black and white labels. Incredible. I had all 4 of the sampler pack. It was sensational. So
Look at that pour.
it's going Jared style tonight. I love it. I just had to go get my old suit fitted just now, and I was like, everyone knows I'm on the weight loss journey, right? So I'm about a month out of fitting in the suit, and I'm about a month and a half out of fitting in the pants. So I got to go buy a new suit tomorrow, which I'm not happy about, but I get to go get a gray one. I was being Mr. Trollman and bought a Trump Navy suit during 2020. I had a wedding during 2020. I bought a Trump Navy suit. Not to make a political statement, just to troll people, because you know how much of a ball buster I can be. So the person whose wedding I was going to, they were irritating me that week, and they're very hardcore anti-Cheeto Puff men. So I decided to buy a Cheeto Puff colored Navy suit. Almost wore a white shirt and red tie, but knew I was going to catch a stray bullet for that one.
I was going to ask if that was what you did.
That's a power tie.
I chickened out and wore a Eagles green shirt and an Eagles green and navy tie, which actually looked very good. Got a bridesmaid's number that night, so I was very happy about that. She ended up We never had to actually go on a date. We talked for a few weeks. She was cool, but she ended up after talking to me, met her now husband, who they now have a kid together. So I must be like a good luck charm. You get my.
You're good luck, Chuck.
I am literally good luck Chuck. I'm not kidding you. Every girl I've either taken on a date, dated as in a relationship. Actually no. Matt, the college into out of college girlfriend broke that streak.
Nice.
Yeah. So the one person who I actually wanted to like
good as I remember. Oh,
there you go. That's awesome. The one person who I wanted that streak to end for, it ended for. I was like, just a little pettiness right there, just a wee bit. But that being said, gentlemen, it's gonna be a fun show today. Would have loved to have Kevin on. Unfortunately, Kevin is having some his one of his little kittens has a little vet issue right now, so he is at the vet right now taking care of him. But we are here. Nate will be back at some point. We're going to talk some Hard Knocks. We're going to talk AFC East preview tonight, and we're doing this week's edition of the Korner Booth Draft Movie Snacks Edition. Now, it was originally Movie Theater Snacks Edition. The problem is everyone's going to pick popcorn because everyone likes popcorn. If you don't, you're kind of a sociopath. I'm really kind of scared to be around.
That's fair. Yeah, if you like popcorn without salt and butter, you're even more of a sociopath.
I just do the salt. I can't do the movie theater butter. Stuff's disgusting.
Yeah, I prefer just salted, but she likes extra butter, so I watch these people literally drain.
Oh my god, it's so gross. Popcorn. I watched my cousin, shout out to my boy Andrew, literally just spinning that thing and just coating it. I took him to go see Star Wars: The Force Awakens. This was like this whole show. I was in college so long ago it was, and I took him to go see it while he was down visiting for 2 weeks on winter break, or a week and a half on winter break. And I poured that joint in and started spinning it around and shit. I watched him just pour that movie theater butter on it. So I can't do it. I just feel my arteries clogging up. So I'd rather just go spend those fat calories on fried chicken or something. So. Or a nice delectable beer, which should be fun. So, by the way, for clarification, we do the draft in about, I'd say, an hour. It will be all movie snacks, not just movie ones you can get in a movie theater. Even though there are movie theaters by me and Matt where you can buy alcoholic beverages, order pizzas, full course meal, like that. Honestly, Matt, next movie date I go on with a girl, I'm definitely going back down to North Haven. It's worth the drive.
Yeah, I'm going there tomorrow for a movie. So listen to this. Horror movie starring Nicolas Cage.
Interesting.
So I've seen...
You like them horror movies. I can't do it.
But it's just an interest because you wouldn't think horror and Nicolas Cage would make sense. But I've seen a couple of his recent horror movies on like Hulu and stuff. Actually, he was in a slasher, like a gory slasher movie. And then he was in like a horror vampire movie. It's actually really good. Very surprised. So I'm kind of excited for this one.
Nice. I drank a Red Bull 2 hours ago, and I'm barely awake.
Nice.
That's why those 4 a.m. workouts are literally killing me. That being said, gentlemen, it is a pleasure to have you both here. Two very interested Jets fans with the Aaron Rodgers comments this week. I don't know, Matt, if you want to take lead on that, and McCarthy, I'd love to hear your input, honestly.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say I love when we have McCarthy on because I finally feel like I can outnumber somebody now. Like it's always like 2 Eagles fans versus 1 Jets fan, or not like anybody ever gangs up on each other. But it's nice when I have like an.
Yeah, who won that matchup last year?
Well, I wouldn't.
Hey, listen, the blind spot had to catch it out eventually.
Yeah, it was. We won the first matchup of 15 years.
That was our Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you guys. When we lost to y'all, I was like, "There's a 90% chance we didn't win the Super Bowl this year."
When
that
we
was
beat
the game
you,
where I was like, "Oof! I'm going to be not hosting the Super Bowl this year. Yay!"
And that was the game where I was like, "Oh, maybe we could actually possibly get a wild card, maybe." And then I was like, "Nope, never mind."
No.
So Rodgers,
and then reality hit.
This past weekend was past week was interesting. There was everything from a clip of a grown Jets fan, like he looked like he had to be 35 to 40, maybe a little in that area, just bawling his eyes out, begging Aaron Rodgers for a Super Bowl.
That guy's
I heard that. I was like, he's got to be like 12.
Obviously, divorce is a horrible thing, and it's affected a lot of us in our lives. Anyway, not trying to make a joke about that, but I will say this: this dude totally just had something horrible happen in his life. Saw Aaron Rodgers, and he thought it was like a sign from God.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I want a Super Bowl badly more than the next guy for the Jets, but like, I get a grip, bro. You can't be 40 crying to Aaron Rodgers winning you a Super Bowl when he's probably 3 years older than you. But he was cool about it. He said he was going to get him one, obviously. What's he going to say? He's going to say no. So then you got that, which is funny. But then you tie into a guy was just talking to Rodgers while he was golfing, and he goes, he's asking him questions, and one of the questions was about Devontae Adams, and he pretty much said, I love Devontae. I love playing with him. I can't wait to play with him. And then it was just like a 2-second pause. He was like, again, can't wait to play with him again. So now here we are again, year 2 of are the Jets going to trade for Devontae Adams? That is where we're at right now. I don't know how you feel, McCarthy. I don't. The only way that I see that ever happening is a trade deadline trade. The Raiders have to be like just god awful, atrocious. They have to be 3-6,
Right.
2-7.
Blows up.
Oh yeah, like it's definitely they're not going to get to the playoffs this year, which they're probably not. It's Gardner Minshew.
Listen, do not sleep on Gardner. Before we get to Mr. McCarthy, joining us now live from the beautiful state of California, but the horribly run state of California. Ladies and gentlemen, our producer, Jets fan, Phillies fan, A's fan, and just overall amazing producer. Ladies and gentlemen, Nate Nguyen.
Nate, welcome to the
Hi guys. I don't know if y'all can hear me.
We got you,
the
buddy.
Wi-Fi is bad, so I'm so sorry. It's
Well,
bad on my.
It's all good.
Still, so just bear with me.
It's all good, bud. We love you. Listen, if it starts getting twitchy again, if you just want to go to audio for now, and then when we talk about the Giants, and obviously you feel free to chime in when you want to, but we'll roll from there.
Long story short, I don't see that trade happening unless at the deadline the Raiders are so bad they got a fire sale and then the Jets kind of swoop in. That's the only way I see that happening. I don't see it happening before the season.
Or the Raiders are really good and they need a quarterback mid-season. The Jets are terrible. They trade for.
No, we're not doing this.
Sorry, I had to play devil's advocate here. There was one answer y'all were ignoring.
If we're that bad and we have to trade Rodgers at the deadline, this stack. I don't know. If you've seen 13 Reasons Why on Netflix, I'd be my 13 reason.
Rant from every Jets fan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Could do it. What do you think about all this stuff, McCarthy?
Rip it, kid.
Yeah, the 35, 40-year-old guy walking up to Rodgers and saying, "Please win us the Super Bowl." That's maybe had one too many on the golf course before he went up to Rodgers. I don't know. Yeah, in that kind of situation, you got to be polite. Make sure the guy doesn't have a weapon on him, so you don't get stabbed. We don't want to see a Monica Seles situation on the golf course, especially right before the season begins. As far as the Devontae Adams quote, look, I don't know if he's talking about whether he wants to play on the golf course again or if he wants to play in the football field again.
Or the charity softball field again.
Oh, hi, bud. Yeah, speaking of tag along, he just arrived.
Ghost is here somewhere.
He's around here. He's around my leg. He's circling. He always does this when I'm the only one here.
Oh, it's okay. No, I got Ghost perched up on one of these little furniture pieces from my sister's storage container that she just dumped in our basement. So
here he comes.
Hey, the homie.
There he is. There we go. Oh, buddy.
Mine likes to nibble on my hands when I'm doing the podcast, so I have to put the gate up so he stays behind the back room.
He's giving the microphone a little rub here.
I tag along. What's up, bud? All right.
All right, you're on your way.
Yeah, so continue, Mr.
So anyway, I mean, I could see it happening if and only if the Raiders are god awful this year. And look, we know they're gonna rely heavy on the running attack like they did last year. Antonio Pierce is a run first guy. That quarterback room of Uncle Rico and AOC, the good AOC.
Hey, yo.
Hey, that's my big booty Latino girl. But buddy, what are you doing? No, if and only if the Raiders are completely out of it. If they're 1-8, 0-9, I don't see that happening because their defense is good.
Mm-hmm.
But if their offense is god awful terrible, by the time week 9 comes around, and the Raiders are saying, "Look, We'll give you. We'll take what you want. We'll give you Adams. What can we have? What can we have? And there goes tag along, and there goes my camera.
Oh,
Yep.
Usually we're used to Ghost causing trouble, but apparently tag along's taking for the mantle. I guess.
Oh, he's got orange cat energy all day long, even though it's
mine does too, and he's white as snow.
No,
it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun being like, oh, the Raiders defense is actually good this year. And it's like, it feels weird saying that because Mike Mayock destroyed that team.
He did. But Antonio Pierce is a wizard. I mean, they got a decent pass rush. They got you got Max Crosby, you got Christian Wilkins coming into the mix. He's going to be a monster on the interior.
And they're
linebackers, a decent secondary. You're chewing on plastic, stop it. Decent secondary. But the offense, they have Devontae Adams, great. They have a couple great tight ends. They got that kid from Georgia as a first round pick. Who's their first round pick? Yep, there goes my camera again. Damn it, buddy.
At this point, I've already thrown Ghost halfway across the room.
Yeah, nah, I'm too gentle. I'm a good cat daddy.
Oh, I am too. I know he's gonna catch himself. I think he gets a sick kick out of getting tossed.
Well, that how long does that too? But he's older now. He's 12.
Yeah. See, Ghost is 3, so big difference.
See, he's durable. He's durable and tag.
Yeah, and also I would just toss him basically down a little hallway over here, and he would just slide, tumble, get up, and run back more.
That's what I usually do. But yeah, I mean, I think they can challenge for a wild card spot. But if things go south real quick in the first 9 weeks, I can see them as a seller at the trade deadline. They're trying to amass picks to continue their. I wouldn't say it's just a rebuild, but maybe just make some home improvements somewhere elsewhere. Maybe at quarterback next year. I don't know what the draft class is going to look like next year. I hear Shedeur Sanders is trying to be the number 1 pick of the draft.
You also have Carson Beck,
Ewers,
Cam Rising,
Ewers, Cam Rising, who's almost as old as Matt.
Yeah. I think Gabriel in Oregon is going to be like an older rookie too, right?
He's going to be 23. Like he's going to be like he's going to be like what's it called? Like kind of like Penix. It won't be too bad, but like
they can draft Cam McCormick. He's in his 9th year of eligibility at the U.
Yeah, I yelled at Cam McCormick that he sucked, and he stared me down because I forgot I was in the second row when I was at the game in BC.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
That was a mystery Miami player who I yelled obscenities at. Me, Kevin, and rapper of the show, Mr. Jeffrey Nunez, a.k.a. Maserati, were sitting up front at the second row in the end zone. Miami's at midfield, about a 10-yard out route. McCormick has the linebacker beat and just drops the ball. And I yelled, McCormick, you effing suck. Get off the damn field. And he looked right at me. And I was like, oh, I forgot. I'm in enemy territory right now. He can hear me.
It's your team.
Boston College, there are 500 fans trying to talk smack to me. I'm like, don't you guys have a trust fund ball to go to? I said something rude as hell to a bunch of rich kids behind me.
What you got, mommy and daddy's Mercedes in the parking lot that's got to get warmed up?
Yeah, right. Don't you wait? Aren't you guys late for your Spiking Girls Anonymous meeting?
Huh.
No, the other one's. Oh, what bowl game are you guys in this year? That was my favorite one.
You and the 5th year crew, you gonna do another rap?
It was a 5th floor crew, I think.
5th floor crew, excuse me.
Yeah, you bring that up around Greg Olson, he gets really uncomfortable really fast, which is just the funniest thing.
I would too.
Listen, honestly, dude, it's part of an ESPN documentary that's been well watched over the years. You just gotta own it.
I'll be right back, gentlemen. Let's see what Tagalong's yelling about. Probably yelling TV, or he's probably yelling for food. I'll be right back.
All righty. So I don't know. Final thoughts on this Jets and
I don't know. Like, I think it's just things like this. I think people just escalate the assumption that like Rodgers runs the team. Maybe there's things he knows that we don't know. I don't know, but I will take everything like that with a grain of salt. I've heard Jets and the last year was. I've heard Jetson Adams, Jetson Mike Evans, Jetson Higgins, Jetson Samuel, all that stuff. And has any of those happened? No. So until it happens, I'll believe it when I see it, pretty much.
Oh, fair. Nate's waving his arms like a crazy person, which means he has
an idea.
He's welcome to join. He has producer access.
I would love to see this, but I can't
he's
see
saying
this.
no, don't add me.
Oh, he's like, this is like Mayday SOS, and you're like, oh, come on in.
Type in
No.
the chat, Nathan. We have technology.
Saw that.
I love I love we're talking to our producer through the freaking thing because he's using his phone. That's what it is, or his iPad or something.
He's so advanced.
I know Nate's so technically savvy. I can't add myself. There we go. Let's try it again. Joining us now is our producer extraordinaire. Looking shiesty in that camera, my friend.
Listen, this will be the first and last time I use my phone as a camera. I completely.
What is this? The Mason Rush edition? Jesus. Shout out to our boy Mace. I miss him.
I have no clue what's going on. I reset my computer like 3 times. I disconnected from my Wi-Fi like 4 times. I swear, I just want to go up to the Xfinity person and just give him a piece of my mind. But I hope you guys can bear with me.
Here's the thing: is this is why 90% of the time when I use my phone, I just don't use Wi-Fi if I don't have to. Except the Wi-Fi at my work is stupid fast, so I've sent monumental amounts of photos to myself from my work cell phone. Oh yeah, by the way, perks of having a work cell phone. If you need to send photos you can send all your work BS you took on your phone and send it to that phone. So now the only thing I have that's work related on this phone is my day company's Instagram, Facebook, and my work email. And a few contractors who I trust enough to have my personal number. Everyone else has my work cell, which gets shut off at 4:05 Eastern every day.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
My phone's going to last until the millennia because I shut the damn thing off every day. But Nate, welcome back, brother. Perfect time. We want to talk some Hard Knocks. So, gentlemen, Ryan, have you been keeping up on the Hard of the Knocks?
I've only watched episode 1 so far, and Dustin and I got into a very deep discussion about peanut butter and jelly the other night on No Credentials Required.
I did watch about maybe a minute 30 of that while I was driving because I got stuck in traffic. So I was like, oh, I think McCarthy is live right now. Let me throw this on in the background. And then I got 4 phone calls. I was like, well, they missed. Well, they're talking about something I completely missed now, so I'm just gonna drive now. Also, my truck's electrical BS with the freaking starters drive me crazy. Anyway,
disclaimer: the Korner Booth does not encourage putting TV on your phone during traffic.
I was not watching it; I was listening to it. I had the little mini window up top while staring at the GPS like a responsible driver.
There we go. That's what we like to hear. Responsibility. Clicking it or ticking it.
I lost my license for a month when I was 24, and then I got it and I was on probation for 3 damn years. Trust me, I am not trying to give this crappy shit box of a state, Connecticut, my license back. So that is my one curse of the day. Congratulations.
That was called for. It involves the state. This place sucks.
I hate the state we live in. Somebody's like the other day is like, so if you could, where would you anywhere would you move out? Yes. They're like, would you move out of? Yep. The state. Yeah. I hate the state. I was like, Tennessee, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Texas, Florida.
South Carolina might give it a shot.
Arizona, maybe. I don't know. South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. Virginia's too north for me.
On Friday, I was looking at townhouses and condos in Norfolk, Virginia Beach area. So I guess, yeah.
I was looking
that's where it was in September for the season premiere of Korner Booth, pregame. That's where I was last year.
Oh, that's right.
On Thursday night.
I remember that.
There's some great beers down there too.
Oh my god, yeah. Virginia breweries are incredible. Me in a little crap box corner store in Blacksburg, Virginia, running across the street to grab a bunch of tall boys to run back to the hotel room. But Blacksburg, Virginia, by the way, gorgeous. Very scenic, very rural. Everyone there says, "Oh, bless your heart." The biggest store there is a Walmart. Listen, it is as southern as it gets. Blacksburg and Virginia Tech, that is a very redneck area, and it's beautiful. My favorite part in Virginia, though, is still the Shenandoah State Park.
I want to go south when I retire, but everything in me is like, all right, do you really want to move that far away from the Jets and the Yankees And I'm like, you know what? I could probably deal with having to watch the games on the TV all day if I really have to. But if there's a parade, I got to come back up.
I know Norfolk is Washington REDSKINS country, but I'm pretty sure I can find a Jets bar somewhere. But they also have pretty good minor league sports down there too. I went to a Norfolk Tides game last time I was down there. That's a AAA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles, and they're probably arguably the best AAA team in the nation right now.
Yeah.
And they're the Norfolk Admirals of the ECHL AA hockey. So anytime the Adirondack Thunder will come down, I'll definitely go to a game there and root for the Thunder.
The thing is, for me, why I would love to move to Texas is I keep finding this one spot. It's about 45 minutes north of Houston. So I'm about 2.5, 3 hours south of Dallas. Hector's explained this to me once or twice, but I can't figure it out. I think it's like Cleveland, Texas or whatever, just around Cleveland, Texas, which is like a small little sub-city of Houston, up by the lakes and stuff. Absolutely breathtaking.
Jared, you're a country music fan, right?
Bingo, Ringo.
You know that song by George Strait? All my exes live in Texas. That's why I hang my hat in
all my
Tennessee.
exes live in Connecticut and Florida. So, Mr. Strait, don't rely. Maybe yours do. Is that what you're insinuating there, Mr. McCarthy?
Mine?
Yes.
No, all mine live in New York.
Fair enough. All mine live in New York or not New York. Actually, no one does live in New York.
No,
New York, Illinois, and Florida and Connecticut.
There's one who lives in South Carolina.
Oh, in California.
Yeah.
One lives up in Nate's neck of the woods, actually. She's married with a kid. I'm honestly happy as hell for her. Me and her would have been toxic as hell.
You really are good luck, Chuck.
Dude, I am. I swear.
So am I.
Miss Bodybuilder 1 and Miss Bodybuilder 2. One is engaged. One is in a committed relationship about to be engaged. High school girlfriend is married, I believe, with a kid on the way. I don't know. Either way, she got married last year. I was very happy to see that.
So Hard Knocks.
College girlfriend 1, I think, is engaged. College girlfriend 2 is now single, which makes me laugh because Matt knows exactly what I'm talking about.
No.
She picked the guy with less ambition. That worked out real well for you, sweetheart.
Wah.
I think she got him his job that he has now, because I think we're LinkedIn connections. Don't ask me why that's a thing. I've had my LinkedIn before I hated his guys. Never mind. Or I don't really hate him now. I just kind of look at him like, oh, that sucks for you, bud. Because he was 27 when I was 21.
Jesus.
Yeah, and he was hitting on a girl who was 20.
See, I know technically it's legal, but that still makes you wonder how low would you go?
Okay. So, all right. So if we're gonna be straight up, I was 26 and I made out with a 20-year-old at a party once. Did not know she was 20 till afterward, but still legal. Couldn't take her to a bar. The lowest I'll date, unless extenuating circumstances, is 24. 5 years. That's the max for me. Half a decade.
30.
After that. See, once you get up to like McCarthy's age, you can start going a full decade, and actually people look at like, yeah, dude.
You follow the French curve. It's half your age plus 7.
So technically 5 is just below, is around that. I mean, there's this.
Well, for my age it works.
She's 23, but that's a whole.
For my age it works because because the cough is 30.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's like also it's also about your maturity level. Once you get past college, it's your maturity level. So,
Wait, McCarthy, you're 46.
46, turn 47.
You don't look a day over 40, brother.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah, I got a little salt
and pepper.
Beer, but that's okay. I like distinguish.
Before we get off this, honestly, for me, I think the range is 5 years, and then when I turn 30, it'll be still until I hit about 35. It's to be 5 years, and then once you get to like 35, actually no. Honestly, I've had friends who are in their mid 30s who have dated a 25-year-old, 26-year-old. Once you get past 31, it's kind of like, who cares?
Well, that's when they all start to get, if they're single and they're not married, and they don't have kids, they start to get really baby crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of one of the reasons why me and another girl didn't really. I was 26 years old and was working in a movie company. This was not going to fly.
There's a lot of things
that's why we stopped talking. I'm okay with that.
There's a lot of things I would rather do than go back to dating. Probably pull a Dennis Rodman, just marry myself because I have no desire to enter the dating pool ever again.
Yeah. Also, I think
I'm imagining Matt in a wedding dress right
your
now.
lovely wife would just like make sure nothing would ever happen.
We've actually had conversations about this. So like, if one of us, they're like, we're not divorcing each other. So they're like, if one of us ever like goes before the other, they're like, what would you do? I was like, honestly, I probably would just tough out the rest of life because I was like, I can't go back to just trying to talk to people. I don't like people. I'm just.
Yeah,
like,
I think
I will attest. Dating in your 40s is a minefield. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Stay married. Stay married, Matt. Stay married.
Yeah, we've been together between marriage and just dating. We've been together for about 7 years now. So 7 years earlier was when all those apps started to break out. And even then, I was like, when I was a spring 21-year-old, I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Matt, do you remember using Tinder on Martha's Vineyard?
That
was a weird night, man.
I think so. We did a lot of.
We did a lot of drinking that night. We filled up.
We did a lot of activities.
There was one giant box my grandmother and my mom left on the porch for us to throw our empties in, and we filled the box in 3 days.
Yeah, we were shoving like 24 packs each night, pretty much.
Yeah, of Michelob's, of Yinglings, and I believe Miller Lite, just shoveling.
Oh yeah, there was definitely Yinglings, Miller Lights. I do remember that. And then we drank a lot of Michelob's.
Yeah, because we thought Michelob would help us, as we and Matt were both like in our middle of our series. Me and Matt at the same time both lost like 80 pounds in like over 2 years. Both are actually like really good shape. And so there's a picture of the two of us. It's I think on one of our Facebooks, and it's just like you can see the lines of my chest and my neck, and I'm like, I got to get back to that.
Yeah,
Matt was about as cut as he was now, maybe a little leaner.
Yeah, I was leaner by like it's crazy because I was actually in that picture. I was probably about 170. Now I'm 190. I'm actually trying to get down to 180. I'm trying to get down to 180. Yeah.
I was about 205 in that photo, maybe 200. And our boy Skinny P rocking a hardy 150.
Yeah, man. For a while he just didn't budge past that 160 mark. Now he's getting a little there. He's good.
Now we call him Dad Bod P because he's actually about to be a daddy. So shout out to our boy Pat. If he actually ever watches the show, he never does.
We talked about it.
No, it's okay. We're gonna bust his chops about that when we go up to visit.
We went to the game and I was like, yeah. So I was like, Jared was mentioning, he's like, you don't watch the show, and he was like, yeah, no, I got too much things going on. I was like, I get it, but I was like, every now and then, he's like, let me know if you ever tune in.
Yeah, I'll throw him a shout out if he comments, but at the same time, like, he was like, oh, I'm gonna be so busy, can't watch the show. That's what he said to us at his wedding to me and Matt and B, and I'm just like, all right, bet I'm going home.
I was wondering, I was like, how did you announce to your family you were having a baby? Because if you watch his engagement video, he just gets on one knee and he goes, so will you marry me? That's just how that is.
Our friend, this is totally up to his character.
Pat is very much straightforward to the point, just not working around it. Just
I've like literally socked him in the middle of the mall.
Yeah.
I think was that? Yeah, it was Pat.
And I just imagine it was like, were you just like, so guys, we're having a kid. Here's a picture. I'm like, that's
y'all want the grandparent?
Yeah. No emotion.
Yeah. I mean,
so Hard Knocks.
Yeah, Hard Knocks. This show's gone off the rails. ADHD and a half. I'll give you the rival's opinion. Why do I have to wait another week to see the Giants cry over losing Saquon and Xavier McKinney?
We're not crying. We're not going to cry. We're not crying. We're actually fine.
Yes, you are, because you have to tell me that Devin Singletary or Montgomery or whoever the hell's going to get 190 carries for 480 yards. That's your running back replacement? Well, you go 3-6, 3-13? Stop it. Come on.
We'll take the committee approach. We'll take the
committee approach. Who's going to fumble the ball last?
There you go.
Dude, Joe Shane, he's probably a really good GM and a really good dude. Dude, now that you know where this is going, and maybe from the perspective of an Eagles fan, think about watching this show as Saquon. Dude, I'm like, all right, about to bust up for 1,800 yards this year, saying I'm not worth $13 million. Like, I'm like, dude, like, you know the camera's rolling. shut up. Like some of the stuff he was saying live, I'm like, brother, like
The tone, right? It was the
and I
tone
could
that kind of
also his conversation with Saquon was so awkward because I've had a conversation like that with a guy I was about to fire from here, and I've had a conversation like that from a boss who's about to fire me from a day job. So I know that conversation, or a friend that's really freaking hostile, and it's not going to end well. What I don't understand is Joe Shane is all nonchalant, like, oh, nothing wrong. I know it's a business, but bro, you acting like, oh, come back, see if you test the market. Bro, that was you telling him, we don't want you, but we're going to tell you that you ain't worth as much as you think, and then you come back to us. That's what that says. So my favorite part about all this is how, and all the hate he got from signing with Philadelphia, I cannot wait for next week. But my other comment is I love how everybody in the Giants press box is ripping on Brian Dable for not being able to run a 7-second forward. I was losing it.
I saw that in social media, and I want to say I'm almost tempted to do a 40 of my own.
Ryan,
Belly Up Olympics.
You can run a 7. Jared, you can run a 7. Matt, you could run a 7.
Nate, I probably run like a 5'1" right now.
I'm 5'11", 278, and 46 years old. I don't know if I can run a 7.
Oh, I'm 5'11", 285. But
I tell you, that's a 7.
I'm 285, but I bench 315 and I can box jump 40 inches.
I can't guarantee I'm going to run a 7 or less 40, but I can guarantee something is going to pop. Not in like a way where I'm going to like get something torn, but something, my ankle or something's going to make a pop noise.
I'm going to tear a hamstring. But you know what? I'm going to be at the Albany Firebirds game on Saturday. I'm hoping to. I got my I applied for a press pass. I'm making touch with my buddy who's the president of the Firebirds to convince him if I can get on the field and do a 40 and sub 740 on the field.
The Dable challenge.
Before or after the game.
The 7th inning stretch thing. Like, watch this guy run a 40.
So even this is pre-Ozempic Dable too. So,
Ozempic.
I think Perkins on First Take is also on Ozempic.
No, I like Matt Kendrick Perkins. He's funnier that way.
Don't do the Ozempic. You'll be
mentioned that.
Look, Oprah was just in the hospital because it came out at both ends. That's why because you took Ozempic. That's why she's in the hospital. It was coming out both ends.
Listen. Oprah's just getting all the crap she did for all the BS she pulled in Maui. That's just karma.
Were there space laser?
Oh yeah, in her blue houses. Yeah, no. We're on to you, Oprah. Like, you know what? I used to think Oprah was like so cool as a kid, and I got older and started reading more about who she was as a person. Like, oh, you are horrible,
lady woman.
You are horrible as a human. But anyway, yeah, we've talked smack about so many people today. So back to Hard Knocks, right? So I run sprints weekly, and I play rec sports. And as everyone's going to see when we do the Belly Up, the Team Belly Up enters the flag football tournament at the Hall of Fame. I'm going to be the team's leading receiver besides DJ because I may be big, but dude, I'm quick and short. So I'm like Gimli. I'm quick over short distances.
I'm so sad I can't go, man.
And I'm driving 9 hours. I'm getting up at 5. I'm getting up at 4:30 in the morning. Hopping in my rental, doing about 80-ish across New York, Pennsylvania, and Ohio, and pulling into the Airbnb at a cool 2:30. And so I'm one of those dudes, I need literally to stop once to hit the can, and I'm back on the road.
Yeah, I would have loved to play quarterback for that flag football team.
Yeah, no, I tried that because I play actual quarterback in rec leagues, and Kelsey basically stiff-armed my butt right to the bench. He goes, I need you to be like our tight end and slot receiver. I'm like, I'm actually a hard person to cover because I'm very good with my hand. Being an ex-defensive lineman, the hand usage is there. I am way too good at all that stuff. I was playing a rec league, and I forgot I was playing like tight end. I was in motion, and the linebacker tried to put his hands on me, and I elbowed and forearm straight down through his hands, like straight out D lineman move. It's like slap and swim. I left a giant bruise on his forearm, like right here. I was like, I am so sorry. He goes, Are you? I'm like, yeah, I felt straight elbow hit straight bone, dude. I felt terrible. But last thing on this, this Hard Knocks, I watched it this morning. Right after watching this your week's episode of The Boys, which was just because I got up early, I was working out, and I watched The Boys while I was working out, and I watched Hard Knocks on my lunch break. And dude, I'm like, this is cool. Yeah, they're setting up the Brian Burns thing. I'm like, the execution is there, and the combine scene was cool. But they shouldn't have stretched it out. They should have gone right to they should have ended on free agency. It would have been such a better series. But I gotta wait till next Tuesday or Tuesday? Yeah, next Tuesday to watch my Eagles snake Saquon and watch the Packers snake McKinney.
That's fine. I love Saquon, obviously. But you know what? At the end of the day, man, I don't want to dive too much into it, but we offered him last season a good amount.
I know.
He didn't want it. He wanted $60 million. He wanted $60 million last year, and the Eagles paid him a good amount. So good for him, man. I hope he succeeds there. But
you're one of the few Giants fans who actually looks at Saquon and is like, "Hey, I hope you do well." Like I have a lot of friends who are literally looking at Saquon like, "Yo, F Saquon, he's a traitor." I'm like, y'all didn't even offer him a contract this year.
No.
It's well documented. They didn't offer him a contract, and when he said it on the on New Heights, Joe Shane didn't deny it. He was like, "Yeah, no, that's true." And I'm like,
test the market. So I was like,
this is what happens when you
The Eagles threw him 13.5 or whatever it was. The Texans threw him like 12 or 11, and that was it.
This is what happens when you hamstring yourselves by giving your quarterback, injured quarterback, $40 million.
The worst contract in the NFL for a quarterback right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it was the guaranteed money that kind of took Saquon away from us? Because
I think it was the fact that you guys weren't offering him enough. You let him test the market, which also disrespected him. I didn't know that.
You also franchised them in last year.
The franchising you knew was going to be a problem, and the fact you couldn't work out a deal during the season.
Yeah.
And the fact that the conversation about letting him test the market, I'm like, yep. I would have told him.
But that's not disrespectful, right? Just to make sure.
It totally was disrespectful telling him that, because you're basically saying, hey, we don't believe you're worth the price tag you're offering. So go try to see if anybody's going to pay you that. If you're not, come back to us. That's what it says. And that's just straight up. I'm like, he really did not just tell him that, hey, go test the market. They should have just, if they were smart, would have said that behind closed doors, let him actually just not be able to work out a deal before then. Free agency starts. He doesn't get paid what he wants. You throw him whatever the top bidder is. If he's close, you throw him just enough or just below, whatever you can do. And then you get him back. But here's the thing. You don't say it straight up. That's like you telling your girlfriend, hey, fine. You think you can do better than me? Go out for a week. See what effing happens.
But what if, because Shane was like, because he doesn't know the market. That's because when he was talking to the agent, he was like, Saquon said he wants to be a Giant for life. And we don't want to disrespect him, because Shane specifically said, we don't want to give him an offer that would be disrespectful because of what we went through last offseason, middle of the season, whatever the case, like you mentioned.
You said, hey, we're waiting on the
your franchise tagged him for a season.
Yeah, so we don't want to franchise tag him again. Otherwise,
because the price goes up by 10% or 15% or whatever. So, which puts him well over what he was asking. So, Joe Shane got kind of coffin cornered here, but he still could have handled it better. That was my biggest takeaway. Brian Daboll, as much as I make fun of him for being a tryhard, was actually very pleasant on that show. The interesting thing was how they were grilling these guys about the play calling. That brought me back to high school offensive meetings. I was like, this isn't PTSD. What's the opposite of PTSD? Fond memories. I was like, this brings me back. Me sitting there, Clem, what's your protection on slide X2 right, 38 draw, jag or something like that. I can't remember the cut word. And I'm like, I fake like a draw blocking. And I roll out. I fake like a draw, and I roll out with the quarterback faking the draw. Who's going to pitch it to the pitch man as me as the left tackle has to roll out and hit the first linebacker. See, like honestly, like I love like that stuff. Like you guys have seen Matt. I've talked to you about watching film. Same thing with Nate. I honestly would love to do like a film session with one of you guys. It could be fun as hell. For me,
I have an NFL Plus subscription. I got the all 22s on Tuesdays.
Ooh. Okay, Ryan.
If you ever want somebody to come on with you and do all 22s with you, I am more than happy to.
Yeah, I'll have to do that separate. Like do a special stream for that. Since we're changing things up. I know crunch is required this year, so yeah, we'll definitely talk about it.
Yeah, no, I would be more than happy to. I have a connection. We'll definitely bring a film without paying for it, but it gets a little dicey, especially with the quality.
What we should do is that we should consider. You know what? We'll talk off air. We'll
talk off air. Big things to come. We're up to something. He's back at Korner Booth. Anyway, by the way, look out for live content from me, live from the Fantasy Football Expo. I might be doing a live show with me and Kelsey. We might do a live show together. That being said, any final Nate? You've been patiently waiting. Your thoughts? Let's try to keep. We still have to do our draft in the AFC East preview. Let's try to keep it under 5 minutes. This went off the rails, and I apologize. My ADHD is cranking because I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. Nate, your thoughts from a Giants fan perspective on Hard Knocks this week?
Yeah, I mean, I love it, man. Just to see my team on a national stage being covered and whatnot. Even with all the Saquon stuff that kind of made me mad and whatnot. It's just fun just to see my team being covered from a front office perspective and seeing how Joe Shane, Brian Dable, the rest of the scouts and all that stuff. So overall, it's fun. I love it. I know we wanted Drake May. That was proven true in the recent episode. So it's okay. At the end of the day, I love the fact that we get to see how these players get interviewed and stuff like that. So can't wait for Tuesday, man. I'm so excited to see the rest of these episodes.
There you go. All right. And Maddie, I think you're the last one to talk about this, right?
Yeah. Watching that episode, I think it kind of showed that the Giants were prioritizing defense heavily for the beginning of the offseason. I mean, like they talked about the Brian Burge trade happening, about how much they were going to pay him. They seemed very fixated on what his contract would be and what they would have to give up. So to me, it was almost kind of like I think they were banking on Saquon getting slightly above what the Giants wanted to offer him, so then he could come back and be like, listen, let's meet in the middle. You want to be a Giant for life. You want to be in the Ring of Honor, Giants legend. You're getting offered this. Why don't we meet in the middle and do this you can stay with the Giants forever? I think he was banking on him not getting a lucrative deal to where they could kind of work with it and just try and find a happy medium. I don't think he was expecting him to get paid.
In come the Eagles and Texans to ruin the
play. Well, yeah, he tested the market. He went where he went. They're probably not going to like it, but that was the risk that they knew that they were going to entail if they let him do that, and that's what happened. So I just think they went defensive heavy, prioritizing wise in that episode. I mean, I like it so far. I think this is really interesting because I wasn't a fan of Hard Knocks like in season, like when they would do that stuff with like the Cardinals and Dolphins. So I was wondering how this would go, and I think this is actually a really cool episode. So I'm looking forward to seeing everything next week. So yeah, just defensive heavy this past episode. They're all fixated. They're all excited about Brian Burns. It didn't really seem like they had a big anything on Saquon. I think they were just kind of content with he's probably going to go. I think they should have paid him over Jones. The one time you should do it the opposite, pay the running back, not the quarterback. That was last year. But that's how I feel about Hard Knocks. And then my last thing, some unfortunate breaking news from about 10 minutes ago. Longtime NFL defensive coordinator and the architect of the Tampa 2 defensive scheme, Monty Kiffin, has passed away at the age of 84.
First off, our condolences to Lane Kiffin and the rest of the Kiffin family. Monty is a defensive pioneer, like Matt said. He's one of the architects of the Tampa 2, which is one of the most run defenses in football. The 2 deep safeties, which we're referring to, just absolute legend by his own right in the NFL. Longtime coach for the Buccaneers for years. I believe that's where he ended his career in Tampa.
I think so. I know he's in Honor.
I know he went to go help his son out in college, or no, and he went to go coach with his son at one point. But amazing coach, one of the best defensive minds of all time. So he will be missed. 84 years old, and our condolences go out to the Kiffin family.
Could I mention something real quick before we go to our preview?
You're good.
Shadir Sanders revealed his top 6 teams he wants to play with. Did we discuss that yet?
Nobody cares.
Okay.
Shadir Sanders is going to be
because
Shadir Sanders is going to be like a 4th round pick.
Let me guess, like Cowboys, Giants.
No,
Eagles, Chiefs.
Yeah,
okay.
Eagles,
Chiefs.
Aren't you excited?
No, get him the hell and his stupid father away from my team.
The Niners,
Cowboys, Eagles, Chiefs, Niners. You said, is there Falcons on there?
Falcons, no Chiefs, but Falcons.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. He would be sitting by Mahomes.
I was just trying to think of every team his father played for.
Dolphins.
Is the Commanders? Commanders on there?
Yes.
Dolphins on there?
No.
Really? With those receivers, and Shadur honestly could easily beat out.
So you got Falcons, Cowboys, Commanders, Eagles, Niners. There's one more.
Yeah.
Ravens.
Yes.
There you go.
Wow, no belief in Lamar apparently.
How many teams did he choose that have quarterbacks already set in place?
Like 4 of them, right? Because
Falcons, like you ain't beating out Hurts. You might not beat out Purdy. You're not beating out Lamar. Like
You're not beating out Mahomes.
Jaden Daniels. What do you do? Like I don't.
Yeah, they drafted Jaden Daniels, and they have Penix behind Kirk.
On winning more than 4 games this year. That's good. That's good. All right. Like
someone said,
I want to see Colorado get like stomped every.
I mean, honestly, out of all of those, I think the only realistic chance of him going to one of those teams and starting right away would be Dallas, just because I'm hearing that they're probably going to let Dak test the mark and he's probably going to walk.
Yeah, I think Dak will be the next
surprised.
Dak will be the next quarterback of the Oakland Raiders or Las Vegas Raiders.
Oof.
That is a total Dak. Honestly, Dak in Vegas would not be bad. I think Dak's biggest problem is that he needs to get out of Dallas.
They still got
he'd have a running game.
That would be good.
They'll draft a running back next year, or they'll pick up one in free agency.
Yeah.
No, Dak is 11 out of the top 10 when it comes to quarterback. He's very good. He's a stat patter. He's great. Problem is that he plays in Dallas. And anybody who plays in Dallas post 95 when Jerry Jones sold his soul for those championships is going to be cursed. They made Drew Bledsoe, who was a Hall of Fame talent, look mediocre. Vinny Testaverde's career basically ended at that point. Tony Romo probably would have been a Hall of Famer at any other team he played for. Probably would have been hurt as much. And now you got Dakota Rain Prescott, who honestly is a very talented quarterback. And I said when I was in college, I did my first draft preview. I said the best quarterback out of the 2016 class was going to be Dak Prescott. Everyone laughed at me. I obviously rooted hard for Wentz at first. Now I'm just kind of like, yeah, Carson, get a backup job. Woo! And also Jared Goff's making a Geno Smith-like comeback. I think better than Geno Smith, honestly. But, Shadur, just nobody cares. This is just the fact that we wasted 5 minutes on this. It's not on you, Nate. It's on Shadur for wasting my time. I'm just sick of the Sanders family. Win more than 4 games, then start talking again.
Nate timed out. Oh, there he is.
He's back. All right. Let's move on. Talking AFC East division preview. So, for the next 8 weeks, up into the NFL season, along with a few others. We may start doubling up a few because obviously we have our own agendas with the Korner Booth pregame, with college football preview, as well as the full-on NFL previews, part 1, 2, and 3. I believe you do 3 parts, Matt, 2 or 3, whatever it is. Anyway, we'll start off light tonight. Chris is not here, so we'll start with the AFC division preview. It would be great to have Kevin, a Patriots fan, on tonight, but I guess we'll have to do with 2 Jets fans and 2 NFC East fans. So, without further ado, this is the AFC East division preview presented by the amazing people at campus.com. Promo code BELLYUP20 for 20% off. Official sponsor of Belly Up Sports, the Korner Booth podcast, and every main bill segment we usually do. That being said, we're going to start off with the bottom of the barrel. We're going to go up to Foxborough for the New England Patriots. In the offseason, they lost Bill Belichick, and Matthew Slater retired as well. 2 notable moves there. Gerard Mayo was hired as the head coach. Congrats to another Team 5-1 guy. Got to throw it up for Team 5-1, as I am a Team 51 guy as well. That being said, Drake May was their 3rd overall pick this year in the draft. And they also picked up, I believe, one guy a receiver out of UCF and a receiver out of Washington, both deep threat guys. It's going to be interesting with the Patriots this year. They also threw Ramondre Stevenson a very nice, hearty extension. All goes according to plan. I think the Patriots are going to be a little better than they were. We already did our NFL over-unders months ago. Personally, I believe that the Patriots will go a cool 5-12. I think they're going to struggle this year. I think they are going to sit Drake May for the first couple starts. I believe, who's in front of them?
Brissett.
Who is it?
Jacoby Brissett.
Brissett. I think Brissett's going to. I think this offense is going to struggle. They're going to be in games, but they're going to be out of games. You don't have the Belichick wizardry on defense. Or I could be completely wrong, and they're next year's Texans. So the way I look at it is like this: I think they're a 6-win team. I think unless one of those receivers is like Tank Dell, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle to move the ball, and I think the problem is they're the fourth best team in their own division. So give me the Patriots at a cool 5-12 or 6-11. Drake May comes on probably season 7 or 8, looks sensational when he's on. Stevenson continues to be a great fantasy back, and one of those two receivers, either I believe Baker or Hulk, are going to be phenomenal. So, give it to Gerard Mayo to have a solid first year as a Patriots head coach, but they're going to struggle.
I think this is going to be a down year as well for the Patriots. I think this will be another year, where they finish fourth in the division. There's nothing really eye-opening and spectacular on offense. I mean, you got Drake May. He's a rookie. It's to be determined if he's going to pan out in the NFL. You got a rookie head coach. You got a whole brand new organization. You got a rookie general manager, rookie head coach, rookie quarterback. Defense should still be strong as it always is. It's a very defensive heavy team always. So I think it's just going to be a rough patch year. I think this will be a year where, like you said, 5-11, 6-12, something like that range. Pretty much. I think it's going to be a big learning curve for Drake May, and fourth in the division for another year in a row works for me.
There you go. It's right, Ryan. Let the hate flow through you.
This is going to be so satisfying to see the Patriots be last place in the division again. But if I'm objective, look, Gerard Mayo is going to do everything in his power to make sure that the Patriots are going to be in games. They're going to be pestery. They're going to be the Brad Marchand of the National Football League.
Nice callback.
Oh, thank you. However, at the end of the day, this is a team on a rebuild. Their fans know it. The rest of the division knows it. The rest of the NFL knows it. You can't be in denial about this one, Patriots fans. All right? Your team's in a rebuild. So I'm going to say ceiling for the Patriots is 6. The floor is 4.
It's going to be, listen, Patriots fans are all concerned about the Red Sox being a nuisance in the East and the Celtics being defending champs. This is pre-2000s Boston all over again.
Yeah, they'll be headed towards paying attention to the Bruins by week 9.
Yeah, I would see that. All right, Nate finishes up strong here.
Yeah, look at the Patriots. Honestly, it's very gloomy in terms of their outlook for competing this year. Sure, you have Brissett, who's a veteran presence, who should be starting week 1 with May on the bench, but I do expect May to likely, take over midseason as well. Sure, they, brought back guys like Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne at wide receiver, right? Their biggest re-signing was Mike Onwenu, their left tackle. It's just not enough, man. The talent at wide receiver is just very I'm excited to see what Jalen Polk can do, their second-round pick from Washington. I feel like him and May will have a connection that we'll see later in the season. But, no, unfortunately, the Patriots, the good days of them winning, they're going to have to wait a little longer, which is fine, right? Because they've been good for so long. So I would say 4 wins as well for the Patriots this year.
Hopefully the rebuild is as long as their dominance was.
which was a long time, Ryan. So, I mean, it's just the receiving thing, the receiver part. It just bothers me. There's no the guy there. No, it's not Kendrick Bourne. It's not, Juju. If he's still there.
I think so. I think it's Juju, Kendrick Bourne, Tyquan Thornton, and the guys they drafted.
Yeah, it's just Devontae Parker left, so
that feels like the Madden franchise team you drafted. You completely forgot to pick receiver. It's like the eighth or ninth.
Yeah, when you go defensive heavy, and then you're like, oh crap, I didn't take
quarterback O line. You're like, oh, I need receivers. All right, we're gonna move on to the New York Football Jets, resident team of our guest and our co-host extraordinaire. Key additions this year: Tyrod Taylor, Mike Williams, Tyron Smith, Morgan Moses, John Simpson, Hassan Reddick. For now.
He's not cosplaying in Japan.
Like Fotu and Isaiah. Whatever.
I made it up.
They also drafted Matt's favorite player, Olympic fashion, aka Olu Fashanu, Mekhi Corley, Braylon Allen, who is a absolute goddamn unit, by the way. Man is a monster. I don't know what the hell they fed him.
He was like clean. He was like doing a clean and jerk of like 400-something pounds.
Yeah. So players they lost: CJ Uzama, some of the scrubs on their O line, Carl Lawson, Bryce Huff to the Philadelphia Eagles, Jordan Whitehead, and Quentin Jefferson. So they didn't lose a lot of players. I think the biggest loss they had was Bryce Huff.
Yes.
Also, ironically, CJ Uzama followed him to Philadelphia to be the third string tight end. All that aside, Jets had a good offseason. They addressed a lot of their problems. I think Hassan Reddick actually worked out great for them, to be honest. My prediction for the Jets, bear with me here. I'm going to go 11-6 for the New York Football Jets. They're going to be second in the division. They are going to be very good and a very hard team to get out. They kind of remind me of the Rex Ryan, Mark Sanchez teams that went to the division, went to the championship game, where they're going to be a nightmare for everyone they play. They may even make it past and go to the Super Bowl because they have Aaron Rodgers. As long as they keep Rodgers healthy, they run the football with that three-headed punch of what is it? Jesus, who's the running back right now? Number 20,
Breece Hall.
Breece Hall. I almost said Breece Huff. Breece Hall. Braylon Allen, and I believe they have one more good running back as well.
Anaconda?
They got a Anaconda, and then they drafted a guy. I think it's Isaiah Davis.
That was Braylon Allen.
They drafted two running backs.
Oh.
One was from UCLA, I think. It was like Isaiah Davis or something like that. Could have been
South Dakota State.
I could be wrong about the school.
Oh, yeah.
Isaiah Davis.
It's the fast kid out of South Dakota State.
So I think Anaconda's on the block.
Yeah. So, well, there you go. I think a great offense. They addressed a lot of problems. They improved their defense a little bit. I think the only downgrade is they downgrade from Bryce Huff to Hassan Reddick. They're going to learn really quick. Hassan Reddick does not play well in rundowns. Unless the quarterback has the football, he does not go full speed. But that's always been his knock since he got drafted out of Temple. By the way, watched him when he played at Temple. Phenomenal pass rusher.
But at the same time, I think Hassan Reddick was probably the best possible option to
without drafting an edge rusher. Yes.
Yeah. To replace Bryce Huff with somebody, and you weren't going to draft anybody. I think Hassan Reddick was probably your best choice possible on the table. So I'll take that. So I will go as far as to say, I think the Jets defense. I think they have the best defense in the entire AFC East, and it's not even close.
Easily.
I don't think the Patriots, Dolphins, or Bills are going to come anywhere close to this defense. Nope. I think this is going to be a very fun year. I don't have to go over the additions and the subtractions. You already did that for me. I think this is going to be a fun year. I think we're going to see Aaron Rodgers healthy for the whole year. I think offensive line gets hurt. They drafted Olu Fashanu, which helps for depth.
Olympic fashion.
My big concern, I think, would probably be the receiver core, just because Lazard is known to get hurt a lot. Mike Williams is known to get hurt a lot. So it really depends on who's going to step in if that happens again. And, you got the yards after carry king Malachi Corley. I'm excited for that too. As long as the offense holds up health-wise, the defense, I think, is going to be top 3 in the entire league, if not top 2. I think that the Browns are the one team that I think that could probably compete with being better than the Jets defense-wise. I'm going to go ahead and say the Jets are – I agree with you. I think they go 11-6. I looked at the schedule. I saw 8 wins, and I saw 6 50-50, so I chopped it up half and half. I got 11-6, and I think the Jets win the division this year. For the first time in like 20 years, I think the Jets take the division.
So here's the kicker. I have them tying for first place record-wise with the team I have winning the division, but they lose on the tiebreaker for some reason.
That is not out of the possibility.
That's I've ever heard. But
the only reason why I agree with that possibly is because they play the Bills at home the week after the London game, and teams don't usually do that well when they play immediately after flying different time zones back and forth. So it is possible that happens, and that has been a thought in my head if they drop the game again with the Bills at home after the London game.
Fair. We'll obviously do our record prediction show in August as well. That's always a fun one to do. Ryan, you're up.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of turnover, especially on offense over the offseason. Joe Douglas has been really putting in the work in terms of trying to get more protection for Aaron Rodgers. They bring in Tyron Smith. They bring in Joe Simpson. They draft Olympic fashion, Olu Fushando.
There you go.
There it is. Elijah Vera Tucker is coming back this season again. Hope and thank God they don't play in Denver this year, because his last 2 years he's ended his season in Denver. Denver comes to town this year, so we're going to beat the crap out of them there. This is going to be a make or break year for both Joe Douglas and for Robert Saleh. I think they understand what they're up against. They understand this is a playoff mandate year. The mantra is playoffs or bust. They have to get a playoff berth in order to save their jobs. If they can protect Aaron Rodgers, and you have all that offensive weaponry with Garrett Wilson, with Mike Williams, provided he stays healthy. He's got Malachi Corley, who is the yak king last season in college football. He's been compared to Deebo Samuel. Let's pump the brakes on that one, guys.
Yeah.
We got Alan Lazard, who hopefully he'll have a rebound year, and with Aaron Rodgers hopefully playing full time. I'll be holding my breath I'll be praying for the first 4 plays this season to see if he goes to the 5th play. After the 5th play, all right, all bets are off. Let's see what happens from there. I echo Matt's statement. The Jets are a top 3 defense. This is the best defense in the AFC, arguably the league. I think San Francisco. The only comparison would be San Francisco and maybe Baltimore, and also maybe Kansas City. But overall, the division is going to come down to the last 2 weeks of the season. They're at Buffalo week 17. They host Miami week 18. Thank God they don't have any more. They don't have a Black Friday or a Thanksgiving night game. All that being said, with this defense, the offense has to remain healthy. The defense can't win games for the Jets anymore. They have to stay healthy on offense. If they can stay healthy on offense the entire season, they will win the division. I'm not going to go full Mike Greenberg and say they're going 14-3, but I think their ceiling this year is 12. Their floor is 10, because 10 wins is going to win. 10 wins is going to win this division this year.
Really?
Yes. I think the AFC East is wide open between Buffalo, Miami, and the Jets. And yes, Kevin, I understand. I'm not counting on Lazard. He's not the primary receiver. He's a good blocking receiver.
Isn't Kevin's team the team that's afraid to play the 49ers?
I'm sorry?
Isn't he a Seahawks fan?
Kevin Wilson? Yes, he's a Seahawks.
The Sea Chickens. Congratulations. Kevin. You're the fan of the Sea Chickens. All right. I will only refer to them as the Sea Chickens until they win me back the money I lost on a missed field goal, a dumb interception, and various other Seahawks blundering since Richard Sherman and the boys left. Nate, I'm not trying to rush you here. Let's try to keep this under 5 minutes, 2-3 minutes max. And then we're going to start doing rapid fire for the two teams we have mentioned, obviously, the Dolphins and Bills.
Yeah, I think Matt, you, and Ryan took everything I said. I'm not going to repeat all of that. But, Jets defense was 12th last year in points per game allowed. That's going to be improved on this year for sure. Offensively, they were the third worst. That's not going to be the case this upcoming season. Now, I know you guys discussed this earlier when I wasn't here because of internet issues, but there's one solution to that receiving problem, Matt, that you mentioned. Okay, he's in Vegas, and for those of you who watch the receiver series on Netflix,
go get him.
I wonder who could help. Rodgers knows him pretty well.
Yeah, but
it'll be a deadline move if anything.
It'll be a
deadline move. When we do the AFC West next weekend, I'm going to tell you right now, the Raiders are not going to be out of playoff contention. I'm telling you right now, Gardner Minshew is the perfect quarterback.
No, he's not.
To get them just to 10-7.
He doesn't want to be there. I know they had that success late in the year, but Devontae doesn't want to be there.
No. It ain't. Listen, Devontae Adams is a very public human being about what he wants and what he doesn't.
Yeah.
No text, no tweets, no Instagrams. I love the idea, Nate, but unfortunately, I think he buys Antonio Pierce is the juice he's making.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is different. Where it's like you don't have like Josh McDoofus, who I said from the second they hired him, this is going to be bad. This is going to be terrible. The second they fired Rich Bisaccia, I was like, well, congratulations, Raiders. You're going back 2 years. They lucked out by all lottery tickets that they had their actual head coach, Antonio Pierce, right there. So I'm going to shoot down this Antonio Pierce thing just like I shot down Chris's bad tweet from the other day. Just full-on machine gun. All the rounds. We're blowing them both to bits.
Sorry. I was going to say quickly.
There are other receivers available at the deadline, I guarantee. I think one of those could definitely help the Jets.
Real quick, what are the odds between him staying in Vegas versus going to the Jets? It's not 50-50, obviously.
No, not even close.
No, it's more like
90, it's more like 100 to 1. More like 1,000 to 1, if not more, that he stays. That he doesn't stay. That he leaves at Vegas. Also, you guys forgot the big thing. Aaron Rodgers is a super troll. Okay, he said that to set up off the media. He hates the media. You guys forget, Nate. You forget this.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
He also tagged David Bakhtiari in that Instagram post last year.
Disciple of Pat McAfee. I know Aaron Rodgers a lot better than a lot of media members do because I actually watch his interviews all the way through. I find him a very interesting human. Yeah, he's totally trolling people.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
We're gonna move on. The Miami Tuna Fish. Oh, sorry, Dolphins. So, key additions. Jonnu Smith, Jack Driscoll. Oh, Jackie boy. Oh, I miss you, buddy. Aaron Brewer. Connected name, by the way, Jack Driscoll. Calais Campbell. Throw up to you one more time for the old man. Neville Gilmore, Benito Jones, Shaq Barrett, Jordan Brooks, Anthony Walker, Kendall Fuller, Sierra Neal, and Jordan Poyer. Draft picks included Chop Robinson, Patrick Paul, Jalen Wright, who's super speedy running back, and defensive end and edge rusher Mo Camara. They did have the weirdest draft to me of all time. I did not like the draft at all. They lost Cedric Wilson, Emmanuel Agba, Jerome Baker, Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis, Xavier Howard, Eli Apple, and Jerome Baker, and Brandon Jones. The Miami Dolphins will win this division via tiebreaker. Because they did the one thing they needed to do. They went and got offensive line help. Now, Ryan, I know you're shaking your head. They're only going to win this division just to lose in the first round. Let me preface that. Because they're probably going to lose to you guys in the first round. Because last time I checked, the Dolphins' back end of their schedule was a little easier. I may have misread this, but it looks like they may have an easier back end of their schedule or an easier schedule. I can't remember which one it is. If it's neither, I apologize. But when I was doing this write-up at work today, I looked and I was like, you know what? I kind of think the Dolphins are going to sneak in off points scored alone or some BS like tiebreaker, but the Jets going to kill them at home because it's the Miami Dolphins, and they are allergic to winning playoff games. As much as I make jokes about the Jets, they've actually made the playoffs in the last 15 years.
They also, I don't think they haven't won a playoff game in 20.
Miami hasn't won a playoff game since 2000.
Yeah, exactly. The running back at that time wasn't even.
They're the modern day. They're the modern day Andy Dalton and the coach that I can't remember,
Marvin Lewis.
Marvin Lewis. They're the modern day back in those days Cincinnati Bengals. Playoffs every year, never won. I think the Dolphins are going to win another 10 games this year like they did the last year or two. That offense is still high functioning. I mean, when they Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Tua Tagovailoa, we saw the presence of Devin Achane. They still have Raheem Mostert. It doesn't even matter that they don't really have a tight end. Like Jonnu Smith is not a top 15, 20 tight end, but they're still going to win a lot of games because that offense is just going to be just an absolute unit like it has been. It's just an incredible combination that they have. They're going to ride that high. They got a little more offensive line help. The defense is weaker, in my opinion. They lost a lot of the guys. I know they added a lot of people, but that doesn't mean they added a lot of quality people. They lost a lot of guys. I think I see another 10-win season. And like you said, Jared, if they get to the playoffs, it'll be a first-round exit again.
That's where I look at it. Ryan, your thoughts? You were shaking your head before. Remember, boys, we're speed rounding this one. I try not to rant as much as possible. We still have to do our movie theater draft. We're going to do that rapid fire today, Nate. So, Nate, while we're waiting for your turn, start doing the draft order. 4 rounds.
All right. I think Miami lost too much on defense. Yay, good for them. You have a great offense. And once they get punched in the mouth, they're useless. And when I look at their schedule, they have a bye week in week 6. And then it's 13 consecutive games.
Nice.
That means injuries. That means teams are going to find out who they are very, very quickly. Sure, they have a fun offense when they're playing ahead, but when they're playing from behind, and other teams get physical with them, they're not that good. So I think Miami is a wild card. Miami's definitely a wild card team. They're definitely a playoff team. They're more of a wild card team. I think their ceiling is 11. Their floor is 9, especially if the injuries pile up very, very quickly. You mentioned they added Jordan Poyer. Oh, goody. They added a very broken Jordan Poyer. And now they're having a lot of youth. They have a youth on their defense. They have Chop Robinson. Okay, great pass rusher, but what can Miami do to stop the run? I mean, they lost Xavier Howard to free agency. They lost Christian Wilkins. That's a huge inside presence they lose on the running end. I mean, Dolphins a good team. Give them credit, but they don't win the physical battles. So again, ceiling 11, floor 9.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, we know Miami's going to be fast. They drafted Jalen Wright, the running back for Tennessee. So that backfield's going to be fast. They got Odell, which is cool to see him getting another chance.
Ooh, Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh my God, we're so scared, right?
McCarthy, you're such a hater.
Hate.
They replaced Christian Wilkins with Calais Campbell with this free agency, or in this offseason, I should say. Look, here's the thing. Jared made a great point with the schedule. You guys, I think, said 10, 11 wins, right, is what we're looking at when it comes to Miami. They better get those 10 wins between week 1 and week 12. Because once week 13 rolls around, you have the Packers, the Jets, the Texans, the Niners, the Browns, and the Jets again. So you better win those 10 games in those first, 12 weeks. Because if you don't, there's no way you're making the postseason when you have to play the Packers, the Jets twice, the Texans, the Niners, and the Browns. You're not beating those teams.
So you're saying they need to go 10-1, 10-2 to start the year off?
Yeah, and then somehow get lucky within the last 6 weeks.
And that might not even be possible because they have the Bills in week 2.
Hate to see it.
Granted, it's at home. They have the Colts in week 7.
Mhm.
The Bills again in week 9, and in week 10 they get the Rams. They're at the Rams on Monday night.
Exactly. So they got to figure it out. So I forgot who said Miami was going to be. I think Jared, you said Miami's going to win.
I said they're going to win the division off of scoring points alone, but they're going to lose in the first round because they can't stop anybody.
Yeah, it's just that back part, like you mentioned.
They're going to win the division like the Eagles walked into the wild card game. They're going to win on an 11-6 record.
They're going to back into it.
Yeah, they're going to back into it, and then they're going to get smoked by either the Jets or the Raiders, or one of these wild card teams is going to come in and kick their head in.
If they have to play the Chiefs again, some way, somehow, oof. In the Arrowhead,
they won't even make it to the Chiefs, because I'm telling you right now, one of these wild card teams is going to kick their head in.
Fair enough.
By the way, this next team might be the last wild card team, depending on who you ask. We're talking about one of the funnest fan bases in football. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. All right, we're starting off with their additions: Curtis Samuel, Matt Collins, La'el Collins, Nick Morrow. Geez, they just picked for the Eagles dumpster, didn't they? And Mike Edwards. Draft picks: Keon Coleman, who I love, Ray Davis, Cole Bishop, another great draft pick as well. This is where it gets fun. The players they lost. Let's start in order. We're going to say every single one. Kyle Allen, Damian Harris, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Trent Sherfield, Mitch Morse, Shaq Lawson, Linval Joseph, Tim Settle, Poona Ford, Leonard Floyd, Terrell Dodson, Tre'Davious White, Dane Jackson, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer.
16. 16's mostly starters.
14 of them were starters.
On defense.
Yeah.
Defense.
9 of them were starters on defense.
Almost makes you feel bad and you want to smile.
I like Buffalo fans, though. I can't be too.
Buffalo is going to go 9-8 this year. Josh Allen is going to will them to 9-8. They're going to learn when you overpay for free agents, you pay the price, literally. Hey guys, it's still Von Miller's contract.
4 more years of that.
And it's okay. Hey, listen, Josh Allen, life could be worse, buddy. You're marrying Haley Steinfeld. I think there's worse things you could do in life.
Fair.
Allegedly.
Okay,
she's been downgraded to number 2 on my list behind Annie Yeager.
Are you all set before I go?
Yeah, go. You're good.
Yeah, they lost their entire defense in a sense. And I don't enjoy talking down on the Bills because I actually think they have an amazing fan base. And if I like the Bills, they're in my division, yet I like them. They have never given me an issue fan wise even at the Jets stadium. They're all very nice, humble people. It's just an extraordinary fan base. You've seen how much they donate to charities of other guys and their own guys. So I have nothing bad to say about that fan base. And I don't like talking bad about them because they're genuinely great people and fans. At the same time, to be realistic, you lost a lot of players on defense. You lost your receiver 1 and your receiver 2. So now you're rocking Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, Chase Claypool, and Trent Sherfield. That is not a Super Bowl caliber receiver core. You still got James Cook, obviously.
I do like Keon Coleman a lot.
No, yeah, but I'm just like, if you lose Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs and you replace that with Curtis Samuel, Chase Claypool, and Keon Coleman, I don't know if you're going to get the same production from those 3 guys with the other 2 you had before. Because remember, there's nothing special about Chase Claypool. Like, he had that one good year in Pittsburgh, and it's just been nothing since. Curtis Samuel, I will say, very underrated.
He hasn't been used correctly.
We'll see. But I think this is going to be – I think the AFC East is going to be a bunch of 10-win teams, and that one team that's going to get to that 11-win mark, that's going to take it all. I think the Bills will get to 10 wins again. I think the offense will try and carry them. I think the defense is going to be a lot weaker than before. They're still a tough, scrappy team. They're going to try and stay in each game. So I'm going to give them 10 wins. I think they tie with the Dolphins. We'll see who gets that tiebreaker, but I think it's going to be a down year for the Bills.
I think third place is where they're going to end up, but I will say this, folks. We do 3 division predictions. We do the record show, the over-under show. We do this show, obviously the previews, and we do our final NFL preview, which is in, I believe, September. This year won't be on Martha's Vineyard. I'll be doing it here or outside because I won't be going to Martha's Vineyard until week 2 of the NFL season.
I'll be outside when my neighbors decide not to demo their deck every Thursday night.
Fair enough. Do they need help? I know how to swing a good sledgehammer. So all these subject to change, by the way, who we're picking for division winners. But Nathan, we're going to mix it up. We're going to have our guest of honor go last on this one, and then we'll jump right into the movie theater draft. Cool. Nate, give us a quick minute synopsis of the Bills. Let me know what you think.
Of course, yeah. Buffalo, I think they're still going to compete when you have a MVP quarterback back there. Doesn't matter who you put at wide receiver. They should be fine. Keon Coleman's going to be great. Curtis Samuel. Khalil Shakir is one guy to watch for sure. He's going to be the wide receiver number 1, if anything, for Buffalo. Defensively, they'll be fine as well. I think they'll still be on top of the division with the Jets, but I think Buffalo does win the division this year regardless. Because, yeah. All right. Josh Allen. Woohoo!
There you go. All right, McCarthy with the inquisitive face.
Nate, I know pot's legal in California, but God dang. Oh, my goodness. Look,
what's wrong?
All right.
What are you smoking, bro?
Hear me out, okay? All these losses on defense is going to be huge for the Bills. All right. Offensive-wise, I'm curious to see what they'll do with Joe Brady as coordinator. They strengthened their running game last year. That's what got them to win the division after they let go of Ken like useless.
Hey! He's
Sorry.
a Miami legend. He was.
I was going to apologize. Sorry, Ken Dorsey, but you were kind of useless.
No, he was useless without Brian Daboll because he's a Brian Daboll disciple.
Okay. Anywho, I think I'm curious to see what they do with their offense with Keon Coleman, the double tight end set. The running game is improved. However, defensively, I'm curious to see what Sean McDermott is going to do with this defensive unit. He lost so many guys. You put all your eggs in the one basket of a 33-year-old edge rusher?
Yeah,
with a bad knee. It's gonna be a tough year in Buffalo. And suffice to say, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It could be. I think this could be Sean McDermott's last ride as head coach, if and only if they don't make the playoffs. Because I think there's a mandate in I think with the Wilson family, they're getting impatient because I think the window's starting to close a little bit for the Bills, even with Josh Allen at quarterback. They hit the lottery with him in 2018. But I think with all the losses they had on defense, take a step back. I still think they get to the playoffs as a wild card. Their ceiling is 10. Their floor is 8. And if they miss out in the playoffs and they finish under 500, I think Sean McDermott is done in Buffalo.
Yeah, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. I'll take stock in it. Before we move on to the draft, our master of ceremonies will introduce us. Hold on.
Oh boy, what's going on here?
How's the game goes?
I'm going to, I swear, have an issue with Xfinity. This Wi-Fi has been on and off all day long.
There he is.
Hey, the
Hey, ghost content.
Yeah.
Ghosty, look, we got friends.
Ghost, I love your energy drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
He's not happy right now. He's kind of pissed I woke him up. All right, Nathan, what is our order?
Yes, sir. So I can't fix this thing, unfortunately. So based off the wheel, though, it's going to be – he's not going to like this. Matt.
Oh, my God.
Matt, I'm sorry. The wheel, when I was spinning, I was like, oh, no, Matt again. Matt's first, followed by Jared, myself. And
why am I always second every damn week?
The guest is last. Dang.
It's just the wheel. It's just so, I don't know.
Oh, the wheel. Oh, no, the wheel.
That wheel must be German. It's
side.
against Polacks.
All right, so just to be clear, we opened it up to snacks that you would make even for yourself if you watch the movie.
At the house watching a movie.
Okay. All right, so number one, I'm going with the can't miss the chicken wings.
Chicken wings. Ah, okay.
Okay. I'm going with beer.
That's good
You
too.
can do it at a movie theater, and you can do it when you're at home. Beer is my first round pick.
Ooh, darn. Chips is too vague. So,
And by the way, you cannot draft something that is illegal in certain states. I just want to get that out of the way now.
what would? Okay.
Oh, firearms. Dang it.
Oh.
I was gonna say Four Loko.
By the way, I've had 2 Four Locos in my life. Interesting experience.
I've had 3. Never had a good one with any of them.
Never had it. Don't want to try it.
It's not worth it.
I figured.
All right, who's up next?
I just go popcorn, man. Popcorn is my choice.
It takes the goat. No. Listen.
What?
That is the GOAT answer. Nathan, you took LeBron James. Congratulations.
LeBron James. Come on.
Ryan, don't tell me you're that psychopath who hates popcorn.
I don't hate popcorn. I'm just saying it's
It's like my
chalk
favorite
pick.
thing. I literally bought a bag of the lesser evil stuff. It's up in my room. By the way, around the corner from my office, their manufacturing plant. Lesser evil popcorn. Right around the corner from my office.
Brian, are you gonna take felon jerky?
Well, yes, our sponsor this half hour is
There we go!
Felon Jerky.
Righteous Felon is the sponsor of the Korner Booth Draft and Belly Up Sports and the Korner Booth Podcast. Promo code Belly Up for 15% off. No penalty box today, kids. Woo!
Yeah, we were on our best behavior, and there was no Chris.
No Kevin, no Chris, dude. We're and no Kelsey. We're rolling.
All right, but if we're serious here, my first round pick for movie snacks, peanut butter M&Ms.
Ooh, solid choice, my friend. All right, back to Mr. McCarthy for your second pick.
Oh, it's a sneak pick. Okay. Cherry Coke.
Nice, Nathan.
I'm gonna go. If only Chris was here, man. I'm gonna go with Sour Patch Kids, the watermelon kind.
Hey, yo,
Sour Patch
coming out with the
Kids.
heater. All right, I'm going with nachos.
Jerry with the
Come on! I literally had Sour Patch Kids and nachos on my list, and back to back.
Listen, I was gonna do loaded fries, but like that's not really a movie snack. But the amount of times I've made nachos after a few beers when me and the boys are watching movies, just passing the plate around.
I'm gonna go ice cream.
There you go.
And then I'm back up again. I'm gonna go my go-to drink, which is margarita.
Nice. I will go with do you remember the Nestle Crunch Bunch of Cruncha? The little clusters.
Those are good. Yeah.
That's my third pick.
Ooh, yeah, Nate goes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my Wi-Fi it keeps freezing, so I'm just like, am I next?
We
I'm
got
not-
you loud and clear, brother.
Thank you. Yes, my whatever. Who cares? I'm gonna go with I'll go root beer float. I like that stuff. Y'all know me.
There you go.
So I'm gonna
Classic
root beer float.
Nate. All right, McCarthy.
Yeah.
Back to backers.
All right, go first. Next pick is Swedish Fish,
Ooh.
Oh, what the heck?
Matt's just
Wow.
getting smoked right now.
followed by sourdough pretzels.
Interesting. No Auntie Anne's, just straight sourdough pretzels.
Just sourdough pretzels, like the Snyder's Nuggets.
Oh, no!
Ah,
The
Snyder's
cheddar
Nuggets.
ones are my favorite. I
Those
will
are
buy
bomb!
a bag
I
of
love
them.
the honey mustard ones too.
Okay,
Ah.
so
Just plain old salt. Just
the best mixture is take the cheddar ones with an IPA or something, a very hoppy lager or ale. Dude, life changing. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Right
I
now,
watched
It's the reason why I got the 260 during COVID.
the night I watched Lady Ballers on Daily Wire. I had gingerbread stout and
Shout
sourdough
out to
on
Brett
pretzels.
Cooper.
That's right.
Oof. I'm gonna go. I'll put on the candy in there. I'll go gummy bears.
Nice.
Yeah.
I gotta go with something unique here. Chicken wings. I'm gonna go with mini wieners, like little pigs in a blanket.
Oh.
Go
from
unique here,
Etsy.
bro.
Yeah.
Listen, so there was actually a movie theater around the corner from my house back in the day. They used to offer mini weenies, like a 12 pack. Like you get like 10 mini weenies in like 4 different sauces. Little pigs in a blanket. That was the move. So,
What was your
obviously,
favorite
Have you ever
sauce,
done the full-size hot dogs and crescent rolls? Have you ever done that?
I have. That is dangerous.
That's dangerous.
So my favorite way to use hot dogs is chopping up and throwing them in mac and cheese with bacon. But my favorite sauce was always like I loved any kind of the special mustards, honey mustard, hand ground, chipotle mustard, whatever. But recently, my favorite sauce for any kind of hot dog mini has been any kind of aioli, either Cajun or chipotle. That's the move.
All right. Well, with the Mr. Irrelevant pick in the movie snacks draft, Mr. Matt is taking pizza.
Ooh.
Rounding it out, pizza
He
slices.
went Geno Smith.
kind?
Like that.
What
Pizza
kind?
slid down the list.
Oh, man. Pepperoni, I think, at a movie theater.
Oh,
boo.
Nice.
The worst flavor.
So
What's your
I'm going to
favorite?
get a
I have an
sausage pizza.
I have an undrafted free agent,
Oh,
Doritos.
Ooh,
Because
yes.
here's what I like to do. I like to take microwave popcorn and a little bag of Doritos, mix them together.
Oh, okay. I got one with you.
So good.
Goldfish and kettle cooked Lays.
interesting.
Interesting. A little savory, a little sweet. I got
He's
you.
cooking.
What's the other one I
No,
love doing?
cooking.
Oh, I came up with this when I was absolutely smackdown drunk. I had about a quarter bag of the buttered flavored popcorn India popcorn. I was in college. I had a bag of Cheetos Crunchy, and I had a bag of Cape Cod reduced fat because I was in the middle of cutting, and then I had a bag of I believe it was Doritos sweet chili. Mixed them all together. One of the greatest Chex mixes I ever had in my life. I downed it in an hour while we were watching Miami, Florida State. I think this was Jameis's last win over Miami. Allegedly, I was incoherent. But, yeah, it was apparently very good, though.
Well, you should have picked crab legs if you're going to go that route.
Brother, listen, don't sleep on the fried shrimp.
Shrimp stew, shrimp gumbo, shrimp salad.
Okay, listen, as I study Cajun food and I try to get better at it, I realize shrimp is like an essential part of it.
Yes,
And
it is.
buying shrimp in the Northeast sucks because you're either buying frozen or you're buying like fresh that's going to go bad in 2 days. You have to peel yourself. So I got to get better at cooking frozen shrimp. I will be actually doing my first smoked gator this year. I'm very excited for that. But that being said, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure today. Ryan, start plugging your own stuff. Where can we find you and my main man, Dustin?
All right. You can find us on whatever podcast platform you're on. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Good Pods, all those places. We have a live show. We've been doing two shows a week on the regular for most of the summer. So we've got our movie series, our sports movie series called No Ticket Required. Next week we're reviewing The Program.
Ooh.
And the week after that, we're gonna bring in our guy Wiesel Hefe. He wanted to come on, so we're gonna bring him on. And the week after, we're doing American Underdog. And I'm gonna try to get my buddy Colin Taylor, formerly of the Albany Empire. He played Ricky Prohl in American Underdog. So we're gonna try to bring him in, talk about the movie a little bit before we review. I'm gonna be on the radio again on WOFX 95.9 in August. So
Nice.
So that'll be fun to do. As you can see in the mini signature here in the byline, Albany, New York radio legend in the making.
I love it.
But you can find us on Tuesdays, 8:05 p.m. Eastern, and Saturday mornings, 10 o'clock Eastern, on YouTube, Facebook, and on Twitter. So follow our social pages, Instagram, Twitter, @NoCurdsREQ, Facebook.com/@NoCurdsREQ, YouTube.com/@NoCurdsREQ. Love to have you stop in, say hello, and talk some sports with us.
There you go. One of my favorite shows to catch during the week. I may not leave comments much, but I do try to check it as much as possible.
Thank you.
That being said, you can find me in the Gruesome Threesome at all things Corner Pod. That's me. That's Nate. That's Matt, and our boy, the resident comedian, Chris Lipoff, aka Kelsey's best friend. That being said, gentlemen, I hope you've had a great time coming on the show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen who've tuned in and watched the show, congratulations. Thank you for stopping by.
Congratulations for making it this far in the program.
Let us know who won the Korner Booth draft for this week. I believe DJ won for us, right?
Yeah, he beat me.
Fucking Black Panther, man, just steamrolling everybody.
He had a good draft.
He had a good draft. Listen, DJ had a good draft. I think the worst was I had to play, of course, I had to play the champion in the first round. Brutal by me. Unless he's playing Nate in the final round. I think it's when Nate's signaling from the back. So Nate is in the final rounds, or Nate won?
I have to check the history books.
Yeah, well, either way, it's between DJ and Nate in the final round. So we'll announce who won on our Twitter, obviously. This week, obviously, we'll do a 4-team Korner Booth draft for movie theater snacks. Nathan will, of course, make the amazing graphic because he's the best producer and AV guy I could ask for. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to our sponsors. Righteous Felon, promo code Belly Up. SeatGeek, promo code Belly Up Sports for your first purchase, $20 off. And, of course, our good friends at Canadips, promo code Belly Up 20 for $20 off, or 20% off your purchase at checkout. I'm Jared. That's Matt. That's our Mr. McCarthy. Nate is popping in for 30 seconds to say one thing. Nathan, what do you got?
Bye. That's all. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you later. Peace.
Shout out Kev's mom.
I knew that was coming.